tonight, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu launches Free to Shine Triple Elimination Campaign in Ilorin, Kwara State. The federal government collaborates with international agencies to support food security in Nigeria. Correspondent profiles solution to incessant tanker crashes and the culture of fuel scoping among Nigerians. Good evening and welcome to Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. My name is Mercy Ezeshi and here are the news in details. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has launched Free to Shine Triple Elimination Campaign in the country. The campaign and advocacy initiative of the African Union, the Organization of African First Ladies for Development and global partners seek to check the spread of HIV and AIDS among children on the continent by preventing mother-to-child transmission of viral diseases. Flagging off the campaign in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, the First Lady says the goal of the campaign is to raise awareness, renew commitment, and take collective action against the scourge. To be a roofing.
The Free to Shine campaign aims to significantly reduce the number of new HIV infections among women of reproductive age, prevent mother-to-child transmission of HIV, that is also the vertical transmission, and to guarantee that every child born with HIV receives the necessary treatment and support to thrive. The ongoing challenges faced by these children highlight the urgent need for sustained action to improve prevention strategies, diagnosis, and access to treatment.
The challenges ahead are clear. To overcome them, we must adjust our policies, strengthen our partnership, and unite to prevent new infections to save lives. I assure Excellencies that the subnationals are fully committed to this program. We will work with you to raise awareness, mobilize resources, and ensure that people living with HIV receive the care they need to live healthy, productive lives.
We're also focusing on health outcomes and HIV, syphilis, TB, as well as hepatitis and other diseases through the primary healthcare system, through public health interventions are some things that we are focusing on.
The federal government, in collaboration with the International Fund for Agricultural Development, the Food and Agriculture Organization, and the French Development Agency, is committing $138 million to a food security program in Nigeria. 9 states will benefit from this fund through the IFAD Value Chain Development Program. Musa Baba Alihu reports.
In March 2024, the federal government, along with the International Fund for Agricultural Development (IFAD) and other development partners, validated a value chain development initiative targeting 9 states. The project is aimed at sustainably contributing to poverty reduction, enhance nutrition, and improve the resilience of rural and vulnerable populations in the 9 states. The states included in the initiative are Borno, Bauchi, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, Yobe, and Zamfara.
The BCM program, with its focus on climate resilience, nutrition-sensitive production, and inclusive market integration, is well positioned to address these challenges and make a lasting impact.
This workshop focused on validating the implementation process, ensuring commitment from key stakeholders involved in the project.
This program was not designed just by government and development partners. What we have in value chain, not program design, is the reflection of what the people have said during the consultation. And that's really important. Our smallholder farmers, but also the private sector.
We have to work in northern states where there could be a lot of challenges on the field, whether it's climate challenges, whether it's insecurity challenges, fragilities. We have to focus also on vulnerable groups, whether it's women, youth, whether it's IDPs, whether it's people with disabilities.
The project would commence after all relevant agencies signed the implementation document in August 2025. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The 2 Division of the Nigerian Army says it will continue to explore steadfastness and professionalism to expand the scope of its successes in the year 2025 and beyond. General Officer Commanding 2 Division Major General Nta Ijebu Ode stated this at the celebration of the year 2024 West African Social Activities WASA in the division. Correspondent Oyeyinka Omole reports.
Officers and soldiers, as well as their families and friends, gathered in a relaxed atmosphere to rejoice and felicitate with one another for a successful end of year 2024 activities within the 2 Division of the Nigerian Army, covering about 7 states in Nigeria. General Officer Commanding 2 Division, Major General Nta Ijebu Ode affirmed that the division successfully carried out Nigerian Army activities within its area of responsibility in conformity with the Nigerian Army Training Directive in the year under review and refreshed to redouble efforts in the task ahead in the new year 2025.
The division has conducted several operations to checkmate banditry, illegal mining, kidnapping, armed robbery, smuggling, impersonation, and other sundry crimes.
Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde represented lauded the importance of the Nigerian Army to overall peace and security within and outside Nigeria.
The Nigerian Army is playing a vital role on these challenges to ward off the menace of criminality.
Showcasing diverse traditions from the north to the south, various dance groups entertained the gallant officers and soldiers, their families and friends. Various formations and units displayed different dishes and delicacies, while 22 officers and soldiers, including 2 females, were awarded for their outstanding performances. In Ibadan, Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
As the Nigerian Air Force projects more than 30,000 personnel by 2027, the need for modern computerized human resource management and proactive administration becomes imperative. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, affirmed this at the Nigerian Air Force Administration and Personnel Seminar in Abuja. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports. We'll be going on a break. Please stay tuned.
Download the Glow Cafe app today. You see, here you get everything all in one. So if you love music, you love Glow Cafe with a music catalog of over 2 million tracks. And if live radio is your thing, say no more. Just hit play and enjoy on Glow Cafe. Welcome to Total Control, so you can recharge or buy bundle, borrow data, and credit sharing and gifting. You've got all that too. You also get extra value with our range of value-added services on the Glow Cafe app. Watch all the action with Glow Cafe's exclusive range of video. Glow Cafe's got it all. And when it comes to gaming, we ain't playing around with Africa's gaming collection. And the best part, you get free activation bonus. So download the Glow Cafe app on Google Play or the App Store.
Glow Unlimited. Welcome back from the break. Nigerian Customs Service, NIS Ogun 1 Area Command, has intercepted over 1,165 parcels of cannabis sativa worth over 10.4 million naira to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in Ogun State. The controller in charge of the command, Mohammed Shaibu, while handling over the illicit drug to NDLEA, called for collaboration among sister security agencies to nip inter-border crimes and criminalities in the board. Hakim Jimo reports.
While presenting the scorecard of the command since the beginning of this year till date, the controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Ogun 1 Area Command, Mohammed Shaibu, promised that the command will consolidate on its achievements. Among the breakthrough recorded by the command during the period under review includes 2,002 bags of 50 kilograms of parboiled rice, among others.
These seizures include 6,180 pieces of cutlasses, 6,375 liters of PMS, among others. The intercepted items during this period bring the total duty paid value, that's ZPV, to 77,476,195. These figures reflect our relentless efforts to curtail smuggling activities and enforce compliance with customs regulations.
The controller linked the successes recorded in 2024 and in January 2025 to robust interagency synergy among sister security agencies. Hence, the handing over of intercepted cannabis sativa to NDLEA.
This includes 780 parcels of coconut-sized cannabis sativa, 225 parcels of book-sized cannabis sativa, 160 parcels of breast-sized cannabis sativa. This handover is in line with our commitment to strengthening partnership with our other security agencies to combat drug trafficking and ensure a safer society.
Thereby transfer of the exhibits to NDLEA for our district investigation, prosecution, and final destruction. No doubt, the attendance challenges and their multiplier effects on our societies have a great impact on our security, economic, and social life of our nation.
The customs boss, who appreciated stakeholders, including traditional rulers, community leaders, and the media for their continuous support in the fight against smuggling and other inter-border crimes and criminalities, assured that the command will not relent in performing its statutory duties. From Idiroko in the Pokia local government area of Ogun State, Akim Jimo, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps and other safety agencies have agreed to join forces to discourage Nigerians' attitude of fuel scooping during fuel tanker crashes. This was as Anthony Gadoni takes a look at the resultant effect of this act on lives, property, communities, environment, and the nation's economy.
Scooping of fuel anytime fuel tanker crashes on highway without thinking of its consequences has become recurrent among Nigerians regardless of age or gender. This has become a source of concern to stakeholders, especially Federal Road Safety Corps and National Orientation Agency, due to its adverse effects on the environment, economy, and individual. To address this problem and promote a culture of safety, responsibility, and sustainability, stakeholders suggested way forward.
It's better to prevent the spillage rather than stopping people from scooping the fuel. We are engaging the stakeholders presently to make sure with our safe to load operators, our safety managers at the depot, that all these tankers have a safety valve.
Is to appeal to Nigerians to take their lives seriously, to know that if Nigerians understand that their life is worth more than that gallon of fuel that they are going to take, they should know that they should stay away from such things.
While some observed fuel scooping as a way of preventing further fire outbreak, other stakeholders has different opinion.
So the way they are scoping it now, they are stopping it from flowing so that it cannot go beyond where they cannot control.
My thoughts are exactly the same as those of the experts, that there's a spillage in itself is a danger to the society, to the community. But when people now go around that and start rushing about and moving about, they're doubling that danger and making things more difficult for those who would have come to clear the problem on ground.
I would disagree totally with that. So there's no way you can tell me that scooping helps. Scooping can never help in the spread of fire. It will even endanger the people around you.
Preventing fuel scooping requires a collective effort from all stakeholders to promote a culture of safety, responsibility, and sustainability. In Ijebu Ode, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
When adequately explored, polytechnic and technical education have the potential to boost Nigerians' innovation and technological advancement for economic growth. Likon Abonde reports on a breakthrough at the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta, where some engineering students successfully constructed a solar-powered electric vehicle.
This is one of the iconic projects executed by engineering students of the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, Abeokuta. An electric vehicle which also has almost the same features with the conventional gasoline-powered vehicles.
It is composed of the electric motor, the deep cell batteries, the charge controller, and the speed controller. So it is basically manufactured, fabricated, welded, put together by the student of mechanical engineering department. Of course, it is a project sponsored by a TED fund, and we are so proud of our government.
The project, like many others that have been executed in other institutions of higher learning, are indeed beacons of hope and evidence of what can come out of the Nigerian education system, which is moving beyond theoretical to practical and technical. Exploring this aspect in order to take the nation's manufacturing sector to the next level, stakeholders say needs adequate support from government and other relevant entities to raise the bar of mass production of homemade products.
Being a polytechnic, that's a core mandate to rising on the trajectory of the technological development of human capacity and for the benefit of the general development of the country. So what we would need essentially more to improve on that, at least when we go into trajectory of mass production, is an increased intervention financially. They have the location, we have the readiness, we have the human capacity, we have the human resources to harness, to put in all of this together. But we cannot do without much more of this financial intervention. Our curriculums is 60% theory and 40% practicals, and that has been the core. If you look at the country, we have the best institutions. The resources are there, but the problem is like how we go to move most of these things that we have built in the labs to the world.
With Nigeria's human and material resources, the nation can favorably run shoulder to shoulder with other technologically advanced countries if armed with commitment and the right policies. In Abeokuta, Lekun Agbode, NTA News.
That's all we have for you today on Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. Thank you for joining us today. Good night.
Ìmọ̀wélé ọ̀rọ̀ pé òun nìkan ni ká sọ tòótọ́ mo ti dára ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá irú obìnrin tí mo jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá.
Jẹ ìgbádùn ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá dátà àti dátà ìlọ́po méjì ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ohun ìpè Instagram, TikTok, streaming olóhùn àti tàwòrán, ìpè Zoom àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Ó ní láti jẹ́ pé wúrà lànà kò tó síbẹ̀ o. Mo tún jẹ ẹgbẹ̀rún kan náírà ìpè kíní káàbọ̀ fún ìlò ìpè àti dátà. Gbogbo eléyìí fún Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá.
Gba ìlágùn rẹ yóò jẹ gbádùn Bẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá. Iye ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá rìsáàjì rẹ. Àjẹmọ́nú ìfà ìkíni káàbọ̀ ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún kan náírà. Àjẹmọ́nú ìfà ìlọ́po méjì dátà àti ìfà dátà òru tàbí kí o kàn tẹ *301#.